Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. Every single choice you've made, every thought you've whispered in silence, every hesitation and every leap forward, it all carries a weight far beyond what you see. Life is not random. Life is not accidental. It responds to you in ways so subtle you often miss the clues. And yet, when you look closely, you'll notice something astonishing. The universe has always been whispering back. That is the mystery that so many chase and so few truly grasp, the observer effect. But today, in this story, you're not just a passive listener. You are the one standing on the edge of discovery. If you are hearing these words, it means you are ready to hold a mirror to reality itself and see how your awareness is the brush painting every stroke of your life's canvas. Think about the countless times you've wondered why opportunities appeared at the strangest moments, why coincidences seem to string together like beads on a thread. Perhaps you met someone who changed the course of your path, or maybe you avoided a disaster by nothing more than a gut feeling. Was it luck? Was it chance? Or was it something far more powerful? That the very act of your observation, the way you looked at reality, shaped the outcome? Science calls it the observer effect, but in your heart, you've felt it long before you ever heard its name. The universe does not just exist independently of you. It dances with you. It reflects you. And in the stillness of your mind, in the quiet moments between your thoughts, lies the key that unlocks the entire mechanism of manifestation. You are not a spectator in life. You are a creator disguised as an observer. That truth is both breathtaking and terrifying because it means that everything, yes, everything, you're living right now is not happening to you. It's happening through you. Take a deep breath and let that sink in. The worries, the victories, the heartbreaks, the dreams, they are not fragments of an indifferent universe. They are signatures of your focus, the echoes of your attention. And the deeper you listen, the more you realize that attention is not passive. It is the most active force in existence. When you look at the world expecting despair, you find endless reasons to feel small. But when you look at the same world through the lens of possibility, patterns shift, doors appear, and pathways unfold where none existed before. This is not magic, it is alignment. There's a story told often in quantum physics circles about particles behaving differently when observed. A simple experiment with electrons shows that the very act of watching changes the outcome. That story has been repeated so often it's almost a cliché. But here's what people rarely acknowledge. It's not just an experiment in a lab. It's a mirror for your life. You are the experiment. You are the observer. And everything you focus on is the particle. The question is, what are you observing into being right now? Are you fixating on fear, amplifying scarcity, replaying mistakes? Or are you quietly training your gaze on what you want to experience, allowing it to solidify into form? Pause and ask yourself, when was the last time you noticed your own thoughts as if they were ripples in a pond? Most people move so quickly that they don't even see the patterns they're creating. But you, yes, you, wouldn't be listening to this unless a deeper part of you was ready to notice. And once you notice, you can never go back. Awareness is irreversible. Once you see the connection between your focus and your reality, the illusion of chance falls apart. You cannot unknow the truth that you are influencing reality with every glance, every expectation, every breath. If awareness itself is the secret power, then mastering where you place it is the true art of creation. Imagine for a moment holding a magnifying glass. Sunlight alone is warm, but through the glass, it can ignite fire. Your awareness is that magnifying glass. Without it, life drifts. With it, life burns with clarity and direction. Which version of you do you want to live? The drifter or the igniter? Think back to a time when you desperately wanted something. A relationship, a goal, a moment of peace. Notice how the more you thought about what you lacked, the further away it seemed to drift. But when you let go, when you shifted your gaze from absence to possibility, suddenly things began to align. That wasn't coincidence. That was you experiencing the observer effect without even realizing it. You didn't just hope for change, you observed change into existence by letting your awareness lean toward it rather than against it. And now ask yourself, what story are you telling with your focus today? Because every single narrative you replay in your mind becomes a command whispered into the fabric of reality. If you repeat, "I am powerless," the universe rearranges itself to validate that belief. But if you repeat, "I am aligned with possibility," the same universe reshapes to prove you right. This isn't blind optimism. It's resonance. Reality is responding to you the way an echo responds to a shout. What are you shouting into the canyon of existence? The truth is, you've already felt the power of your observation dozens of times. Every coincidence, every perfect timing, every mysterious unfolding, you've seen it. but you brushed it aside as luck. What if it wasn't luck? What if it was the universe bowing to your focus? Imagine living from that place of knowing, where every moment becomes an intentional act of creation rather than a random roll of dice. The observer effect is not about controlling reality with brute force. It's not about pushing, demanding, or forcing outcomes. It's about surrendering to the truth that reality bends to awareness naturally, without effort. Just as a seed does not strain to grow but simply follows the sun, your awareness does not need to wrestle life into shape. It only needs to point steadily toward what matters most. That is the paradox. The less you struggle, the more reality responds. So in this very moment, as you listen, notice how your awareness is already shifting. You are not thinking about yesterday or worrying about tomorrow. You are here now, standing in the center of your own observation. And in this awareness, you begin to sense the subtle movements of reality bending around you. You are not lost. You are not powerless. You are the one watching. And because you are watching, you are shaping. And because you are shaping, the life you desire is already leaning closer, waiting for you to truly see it. Reality often seems rigid, unchangeable, as if it exists outside of you, moving along a predetermined path, indifferent to your wishes. But in truth, that rigidity is an illusion. The world only appears fixed because most people are not paying attention. They are caught in the stream of habit, repeating the same thoughts, the same fears, the same patterns, and because they are not observing consciously, life seems random, chaotic, and sometimes cruel. Yet when you pause, when you truly witness the world, you realize that each moment is pliable, like clay in the hands of someone who knows how to shape it. Observation is not passive. It is the most powerful act you can commit. Your attention is the chisel, and reality is the stone waiting to be sculpted. Think about a moment that felt impossible, a goal that seemed unreachable, a dream that slipped away just when it seemed within grasp. Notice how the details that once seemed irrelevant, the timing of events, the people who appeared unexpectedly, the sudden clarity that arrived like a whisper, suddenly make sense. Not because luck intervened, but because you were the observer shaping the circumstances with the focused energy of your awareness. It's as if the universe is a stage, and you are both the actor and the audience, and the script unfolds according to the intensity of your gaze. Everything around you is reflecting your inner state. Fear, doubt, resentment. These are not abstract concepts. They are forces that ripple outward, bending the patterns of your life subtly but consistently. And yet joy, clarity, and expectation are equally real. They also ripple outward, shaping circumstances in ways that often feel miraculous. This is why the observer effect is not just a principle in physics. It is the secret law of life itself. The quantum rules that govern particles in a lab are mirrored in your every thought and every observation. The only difference is that you are both the scientist and the experiment. Close your eyes and picture your daily life as a series of waves. Each thought you have sends a ripple across this vast ocean. Most people toss pebbles without care, watching the ripples fade, never realizing the cumulative effect. But you, by being conscious, can create waves that converge, amplify, and shape the shoreline of your reality. You are not helpless. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are the one directing the energy, the one influencing the unfolding of events by the sheer act of conscious attention. Consider the things you desire most. Notice how often you try to force them, manipulate them, chase them desperately, only to find that the harder you push, the more resistant reality becomes. The paradox is always the same. The act of chasing breaks the flow, while the act of observing aligns. Watching without clinging, expecting without grasping, focusing without forcing, this is the rhythm of creation. It is not passive acceptance. It is active engagement, but in a way that flows naturally with the energy of the universe. In many ways, life is like light passing through a prism. When you look at it directly, it appears white, uniform, unremarkable. But when you direct your attention intentionally, through focus and awareness, it disperses into infinite colors, revealing hidden dimensions and potentials you never noticed before. Your perception, your observation, refracts reality itself, illuminating possibilities that were always there but unnoticed. You are not discovering a new world. You are simply seeing the world that has always existed in full spectrum, filtered only by the clarity of your attention. Notice how even now, as you hear these words, your awareness is shifting. Subtle thoughts arise, questions, recognition, maybe even disbelief. That is the sign that your consciousness is active, participating in the unfolding process. Each realization, each flicker of understanding, nudges the circumstances of your life toward alignment. Life responds to clarity, to focus, to conscious attention. And when you see this pattern, when you feel the truth of it in your bones, the universe becomes not an obstacle, but a partner. Even mundane moments are infused with power when observed consciously. The way a conversation unfolds, the timing of events, the chance encounter, all of these are expressions of your influence. And as you begin to notice, you start to see that there is a rhythm, a pulse to reality that responds to the subtleties of your attention. It is not always dramatic. Often it is quiet, almost imperceptible. But those quiet shifts accumulate, creating profound change over time. The most extraordinary outcomes often emerge from consistent, subtle observation rather than grand, forceful action. You may have felt moments like this already, without fully understanding them. Perhaps a problem resolved itself just as you stopped worrying, or an answer appeared when you paused and reflected. These were not accidents. They were the universe aligning with your conscious observation. The more you trust this process, the more you begin to act from awareness rather than reaction. And in this space, life becomes less about struggle and more about orchestration. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are the one conducting the symphony of events around you. Now imagine living each day from this perspective. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to refine your focus. Every setback is a chance to observe without judgment, allowing patterns to realign. Every success is a mirror reflecting your ability to direct your attention consciously. In this reality, you are never powerless, never passive. Your thoughts, your intentions, your attention, they are the tools with which you craft your world, and the world in response dances to the rhythm you set with your observation. The observer effect is not complicated. It does not require advanced knowledge or complex rituals. It asks for one simple, profound thing: awareness, attention, conscious presence. The world is already flowing. Your awareness simply directs that flow. Every breath, every thought, every moment of focus is a signal sent into the fabric of existence, shaping what comes next. When you realize this, life itself becomes a mirror reflecting not who you are at the surface, but the depth of your consciousness, the clarity of your observation, and the strength of your focus. As you move through each day, notice how small shifts in attention ripple outward. A glance, a thought, a pause. They all carry weight far beyond the moment itself. When you observe consciously, you begin to notice patterns in life that were invisible before. Opportunities that seemed hidden suddenly appear. Obstacles reveal their lessons. And the synchronicities you once dismissed now feel like unmistakable signals. Life is not a series of random events. It is a dance, and your awareness is the rhythm guiding every step. The more consistently you practice conscious observation, the more the world bends in subtle, perfect alignment with your intentions. Think of the moments when you felt a sense of flow, when everything seemed to fall into place, effortlessly, when timing was impeccable and things just worked out. That was not luck. That was the observer effect in motion, responding to the clarity of your focus. The universe does not separate what is inside you from what is outside. Your attention, your expectation, and your focus are threads weaving the fabric of your reality. Every thought is a stitch, every moment of awareness a pattern, and every intentional gaze a design emerging into form. Notice how your life has responded when you shifted your mindset. When you expected positive outcomes, doors opened. When you concentrated on solutions rather than problems, paths appeared. This is the principle at work. The world mirrors the energy you radiate, and the observer effect ensures that reality conforms, in subtle or profound ways, to the nature of your observation. The key is consistency, not in obsessing over outcomes, but in holding steady attention where it matters, letting your awareness shape the stream of events rather than being swept away by it. Even when you feel uncertainty or fear, you are shaping the outcome by how you engage with that uncertainty. Pausing, noticing, and observing consciously allows you to redirect energy, to align with possibilities that previously seemed unreachable. Every hesitation, every doubt, every fleeting worry is an opportunity to recalibrate your attention. By doing so, you transform potential blocks into opportunities for clarity and growth. Awareness is not only the force that guides manifestation, it is the shield that protects you from being hijacked by distractions, doubts, and misaligned thoughts. Consider the power of your daily interactions. Every conversation, every gesture, every moment of attention directed at another person or situation is a microcosm of the observer effect. By consciously observing, listening deeply, and focusing attention deliberately, you influence not just your experience, but also the energy of the people and situations around you. You begin to notice subtle shifts, almost imperceptible at first, yet these shifts compound into tangible changes. Life responds to observation, not to obsession, and this principle applies universally. whether in relationships, career, or personal growth. And now, as you absorb these insights, imagine the potential of fully embracing this awareness. What could you achieve if every day, every thought, and every moment was intentionally observed, intentionally focused, intentionally aligned with your highest intentions? The power to shape reality is not theoretical. It is available here, now. All that is required is that you notice, that you observe, and that you allow your awareness to guide the unfolding of life rather than being swept along passively. This is where action and awareness intersect. Don't just watch these words passively. Engage with them. Let them seep into your consciousness. Reflect on your own experiences and see the patterns emerging. Recognize the moments when your observation has already shaped outcomes in ways you did not consciously realize. Life responds to your attention, and the more deliberate your observation, the more profound your results will be. It is a simple yet transformative practice, one that requires no special tools, no complex rituals, only your willingness to see and engage with reality consciously. And if you are hearing this, it means you are ready to step into a new way of living. You are ready to see yourself not as a passive observer of events, but as an active participant in the creation of your life. Every choice, every thought, every glance matters. You hold the key to influence the flow of life in ways most people never even consider. The observer effect is not a distant theory. It is the principle that guides every moment, shaping outcomes, aligning synchronicities, and revealing opportunities that were always waiting for your awareness. Now is the time to act. Begin today by really noticing how your attention shapes your experience. Observe the small details, the subtle shifts, the invisible threads connecting moments together. Practice conscious awareness, and see how life begins to respond in ways that feel almost miraculous. You are not powerless. You are not drifting. You are the observer, the creator, and the force behind your own reality. If this resonates with you, take the next step. Commit to engaging consciously every day. Share this understanding with others who are seeking clarity. And don't forget, if you want more insights like this, more strategies to unlock your power as an observer, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of awakening. The journey of conscious creation is ongoing, and you are now a part of it. Your awareness is the lens through which reality unfolds. Every moment you watch, every thought you focus, every feeling you cultivate matters. The observer effect is no longer a distant concept. It is your tool, your power, your responsibility. Step forward with clarity and watch as the world begins to bend in harmony with your conscious attention. Your reality is not waiting. It is responding. You are the key. You are the observer, and the universe is listening.